Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Not such a very good morning in Palestine, unfortunately. We are here today. I am in my capacity as the chair of the Arab group for this month, alongside my dear colleagues, the Ambassador of Palestine and the Ambassador of the Arab League. I would like to give the floor to the Ambassador of Palestine to start us off, and then we'll take your questions.
Thank you, Brother Abdullah. And also I must say that we expect the Ambassador of Kuwait, the Arab representative, to be with us later on. As you all know, that the details of the massacre today, as we reflected that in a letter to the President of the Security Council, to the SG, and to the President of the General Assembly, 45 Palestinian civilians have been killed, including 8 children under the age of 16, and more than 2,000 have been injured. This would bring, the total number of Palestinian civilians killed since the March 30th, close to 100, and more than 11,000 injured. We condemn in the strongest term this atrocity by the Israeli occupying forces, using this massive firepower against civilians who have the right to demonstrate peacefully, and they have been demonstrating peacefully. We condemn this action in the strongest possible term. We demand that this action to be stopped immediately, and we want those responsible to be brought to justice from the Israeli side, because this is not allowed under the provisions of international law. And we further demand international protection for the civilian population, since Israel, the occupying power, has abdicated its responsibility in providing protection. In the contrary, it is the source of killing and the lack of security for our civilian population. We will go and meet with the President of the Security Council after we finish with this press conference. We sent to her about half an hour ago a letter from the mission of the State of Palestine reflecting our demands and giving the details to the Security Council about this atrocity and the massacre committed against our people today. Of course, this massacre is taking place at the same time when the United States of America illegally and unilaterally and in a provocative way is opening its embassy. It is very, very tragic that they're celebrating an illegal action while Israel is killing and injuring thousands of Palestinian civilians. This is the life of the Palestinian people, and those who think that opening the embassy open doors to peace, let them look at what is really happening in the Gaza Strip. Is killing 45 civilians and injuring 2,000 would be helpful to open doors for peace, or is it deepening the resentment and the atmosphere of hatred between people instead of moving in the direction of peace? We will use all of our available rights available to us in the Security Council to see the Security Council shouldering its responsibility to stop this massacre, to condemn this massacre, to bring those responsible to justice, and to shoulder its responsibility with regard to providing protection to the civilian population. So we will be very busy in the next few days, including the possibility of having an emergency meeting of the Security Council as soon as possible. And we are coordinating this step with our brother, the Ambassador of Kuwait, the Arab representative in the Security Council, and with the President of the Security Council. And we are ready to have this emergency meeting as soon as possible, and it could take place within the next 24 hours. Thank you very much. Okay.
James Bayes from Al Jazeera. I, in fact, have two questions. Firstly, you have in the past called for the prosecutor of the International Criminal Court to take up instances where Palestinians have been killed. In this occasion, do you believe there have been war crimes? And my second question, as the death toll has mounted throughout the day, the President of the United States has not mentioned the death of any Palestinians. In fact, he tweeted, "Big day for Israel, congratulations." What's your response to his comments?
Tragic day for the Palestinians, and shame on those who ignore the pain and the suffering of the Palestinian people. And let me also respond to your Talal, because I will respond to you in Arabic if you want to ask a question. I will come to that because the Palestinian leadership is meeting tonight, and I expect that one of the decisions that they will take is the implementation of a decision adopted by the Palestine National Council of doing a referral of war crimes with regard to what is happening to the Palestinian civilians by the Israeli occupying forces. Talal.
سفير ما أريد أن أسأله هو ما الذي يريده الشعب الفلسطيني، ما الذي يريد أن يراه من إخوانه العرب المجتمعين في جلسة طارئة للجامعة العربية خلال يومين، ما الذي تريدون منهم أن يفعلوه؟
أولا ما يريد الشعب الفلسطيني هو وقف هذه المذبحة التي يتعرض لها. الشعب الفلسطيني يريد إنهاء الاحتلال الإسرائيلي لأرضه، بما في ذلك القدس الشريف عاصمة الدولة الفلسطينية. والشعب الفلسطيني يريد الاستقلال لدولة فلسطين، ومن ثم يريد من الأشقاء العرب الذين لم يبخلوا علينا، وآخرها كانت قمة القدس التي عقدت في المملكة العربية السعودية وسميت قمة القدس، التي قالت على أنه الأساس لأي حل سياسي في المنطقة هو تطبيق مبادرة السلام العربية التي اعتمدت في قمة بيروت في عام 2002، أي الانسحاب الإسرائيلي الكامل من كل الأرض العربية بما فيها الأرض الفلسطينية التي تم احتلالها عام 67 مقابل سلام مع إسرائيل، وبهذا الترتيب وبهذه الأولويات. ولذلك نحن نشكر الأشقاء العرب على تضامنهم معنا. إذا السؤال هل بوسعهم أن يفعلوا أكثر، بطبيعة الحال نعم بوسعهم أن يفعلوا أكثر، ونأمل أن يفعلوا أكثر بالضغط على كل الذين يسببوا هذه المذبحة ضد الشعب الفلسطيني وأصدقائهم، وعلى الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية، وبوسع العرب أن يستعملوا وسائل عديدة. خل نأخذ على سبيل المثال مع غواتيمالا، دولة صغيرة تهدد أنها تريد أن تنقل سفارتها بشكل غير قانوني. أنا أعتقد أنه بوسع العرب وبوسع الدول الإسلامية أن يستعملوا وسائل كثيرة متاحة لديهم أن يوقفوها عند حدها، وأن يلزموها بأن تحترم القانون الدولي وقرارات مجلس الأمن، ومن ثم أن لا تتبع الولايات المتحدة في هذا العمل الغير قانوني. يسر.
Richard Roth, CNN. Understanding your anger, what does a Security Council meeting achieve? We've been here for decades, and it gets the venting out, but especially with the U.S. Backing understandably, the transfer of the embassy, what does it accomplish?
Well, first of all, it is not only my anger, it is the entire Palestinian nation is outraged when 45 civilians have been slaughtered and more than 2,000 have been injured. If this happened in any nation, what do you expect? Anything less than a complete outrage by the nation against such an atrocity committed by an occupying power. So that to say anger, this is an understatement. I am more than angry for what is really happening to the Palestinian people today on the hands of the savages of the Israeli occupying forces. What do we expect from the Security Council? The Security Council is responsible for the maintenance of international peace and security. What is happening in the occupied Palestinian territory, including in the Gaza Strip, is a threat to international peace and security. And if the Security Council is not going to shoulder its responsibility to maintain international peace and security in our region by stopping this savage onslaught by the Israeli occupying authorities against the civilians, in which aircrafts were used, rockets were used, even artillery from tanks were used in the killing and injuring of large number of civilians. these war crimes need to be dealt with by the Security Council and the international appropriate legal system to bring those criminals to justice, because the Palestinian people should not be the exception to the rule. If what is really happening today in Palestine is happening in any other nation, there will be a massive outrage and there will be action by the Security Council. We are demanding from the Security Council not to deal with us as an exception to the rule and to shoulder its responsibility and to stop this massacre against our people and to hold those responsible to account. Yes, ma'am.
Michelle Nichols from Reuters. Is there any chance that the Palestinians will engage in a US-led peace process, or is a US-led peace process dead?
Well, there is no chance for engaging. What we are talking about today is this massacre, and it is happening in the same time while there is celebration by a certain number of officials in Jerusalem of moving the embassy. What we are talking about is to deal with the massacre against large number of Palestinian people, particularly in the Gaza Strip, and it is the responsibility of the Security Council to do something to stop it. I think that would be the last question.
Back at the end of March, the Secretary General called for an independent investigation into what's going on in the Gaza with regards to violence and the Israeli reaction to the Palestinian demonstrations. It doesn't seem like we've had much of an investigation since then.
Well, I'm glad that you're asking this question. We have been demanding an investigation. In fact, our Kuwaiti brothers put on the table, during the first week and the second week of these events, a press statement demanding, among other things, supporting the SG to form a commission, independent and transparent, to conduct investigation. Unfortunately, while 14 member states in the Security Council were receptive to the idea, one country, which has been creating the problem with regard to Jerusalem and its policy regarding Jerusalem, was responsible for obstructing the Security Council from doing so. We still believe there is a need for an investigation, and as we speak, my colleague in Geneva is acting to try to convene an emergency meeting of the Council on Human Rights, and most likely the Council on Human Rights will undertake the exercise of the establishment of an independent commission, fact-finding or to investigate these crimes and to find who is responsible for these crimes and to hold them accountable. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I have a copy of the letter that we sent to the President of the Security Council. Let me give you, share it. I have, Halal, you share it.